We talked to the team about competing for 40 minutes. And I thought for maybe 3/4 we did. I'm not talking about the first three. I'm just talking about within the 40-minute game, 30 minutes in. Can't do that with any team in this league, let alone a team that's coming off of 3 consecutive losses with 3 All-Stars, some Olympians that are really players that can get their team going. And we talked specifically in the locker room about how we moved the ball in the first half. We attacked BG on the perimeter, moved the ball from side to side, got 18 points in the paint in the first half, but then in the second half we only had 4. It's a misnomer. People think you can't get paint points because there's size. You can. You move the size away from the basket. And, I like to give credit to the opposition. I just know Phoenix is a high-powered offensive team, so it wasn't like they tried to change their scheme. I think they got a little bit more aggressive, and we settled. And that was our demise in terms of letting BG and Diana get off, and then also not getting the same shots that we had in the first half.
We saw a different starting 5 today. I know you went with that the game before, but was there a reason for that switch?
Yeah, so we can get off to better starts, more experienced starts. You start to play teams second and third time. You need experience because it's a game of nuances and little adjustments. And, sometimes it's unfortunate for the youngsters are sometimes learning under the lights, especially when you're high-powered offensive people. So they're keying on Victoria and Kelsey. They're a little bit frustrated, and I wanted to alleviate some of that pressure on them in terms of the start because we've been getting off to a pretty slow start. But, I had no issue with the way we started the game. I just didn't like the way we finished it.
In the first half, it seemed like the team was a little bit more relaxed when Phoenix would go on runs, almost the fact that they could answer. Was that due to the veteran presence, or?
I think it was due to, I guess, the way the game started, so you can kind of lend that to the veteran presence, and it kind of gives a sigh of relief for players 6, 7, and 8 coming in and rotating. They have a chance to sit and watch what you've been talking about, see how it's met with success, and then they're more comfortable to go in there and duplicate it. So I think it helped for sure.
How difficult is it facing a player like Brittany? She was able to really just dominate in the paint tonight.
Yeah, she's one of the best in the world in her position. She's one of those players that you can send a double team, but if it's really deep, she doesn't see it. She may feel it because she's 6'8", but when she releases it, she's about 7'5", maybe 7'7". But you can't compound that with sending her to the line. I haven't looked, but I'm sure she probably shot 12, 14, maybe before I tell a lie. 13 free throws, so you can't compound it with that. She's tough for everyone. It's one of those things where you can do everything right, she can still get her numbers, but she can't have 36,
It seems like Candace was more aggressive tonight. Was that part of the game plan or something that sort of fell into place?
It's part of what needs to be part of our DNA moving forward. It's why she's here. We need her to be a 7-time All-Star and a high IQ basketball player. She knows how to get to the right spots. She was aggressive shooting it. She was aggressive taking it to the basket. So I just think it's part of being a vet and knowing what's needed.
You outscored Phoenix in the second quarter and took the lead. How did you encourage your team to keep the same explosiveness going into the next quarter?
At halftime, sometimes we show about 5 or 6 clips. So I pulled 3 defensive clips, and I pulled 3 offensive clips. So they saw what we were doing, how we did it, to have it fresh on their mind, plant the seed so they can see it, continue watering it. And unfortunately, that didn't grow much in the second half.
So Cappy at 17 tonight, what kind of wrinkle has she added to the team on offense?
She's a player that you can isolate in the middle of the floor, and I don't necessarily mean isolate just for the shot. She engages a different type of defensive scheme. So you isolate her, she'll draw 2, and we can move the basketball and you free someone else up. But she's also a player that has guts. She's not afraid of the moment to have the ball in her hands. We had a little foul trouble with Kelsey and Wheeler, and I put her at the point. And you think about someone that just got here a few weeks ago running a point. against a veteran team, and she did a great job just holding that down for us as well. So it adds comfort and confidence for me and for the players.